the vessels being the area for the blood, but there's no exchange at this level that you see. The blood that's being pumped by the heart doesn't have exchange at the tissues right here. If this is the big one, right here. So how is it that we're going to get the exchange of this material that's needed for life? At what level do we need to have the exchange occur? At our cellular level. Are these great big huge things going to be at that cellular level? No. What's going to be at that cellular level? Huh? What? The capillaries. Capillaries. Teeny, itty bitty, teeny tiny, microscopic parts. Okay? Be afraid to say how many we're going to have. So we're going to have the exchange of that material, okay, occurring at that cellular level. This system, okay, this circulatory system is going to be affecting every system of the body. There will not be a system untouched. It's the reason that blood can reveal so much about our health. Go to the doctor and you're sick, or you're going for your routine checkup, they're going to take blood. All right? Can remember when I was growing up? Because I once was an itty bitty baby, so was Godzilla, but we're not going there, okay? Now, as I was growing up, I can remember every time it seemed like that I had to go to the doctor. They had to prick my finger. Okay? They prick it and get that little drop of blood in that little tube, you know. Then they go do stuff with it. And the doctor would figure out, I don't know, I was sick or wasn't sick. Okay? I was a kid. I didn't know nothing. Okay? So when we look at this, the system as a whole, the circulatory system as a whole, is the heart, the blood vessels, and the blood. Each one its own separate component. And those, like the blood, broken down even further. When we say cardiovascular, that's only referring to heart and blood vessels. It's not including the blood in any way, because hematology is the study of blood. Huge field, huge. So what's the function of this system? We need it for transport, protection, and regulation. We need it to carry all of these products vital to life. We need protection against inflammation, for example, which they're finding now a lot of things being related to inflammation. And if you can keep inflammation down in your body, things tend to get better, you know, but just saying. It's going to help with infection, microorganisms, cancer cells, toxins. We need it to help initiate clotting when something takes place with the blood. We need it for regulation. fluid balance throughout the body, pH, temperature control, okay? The system is helping us maintain homeostasis throughout the entire body. When we begin to look at what's going to make up blood, okay, because this chapter is focused on the blood, okay? We're going to have some properties of blood, and like I said, blood is broken down even further, okay? So, in an adult, the norm is 4 to 6 liters of blood. Now, males are going to have more than females, okay? Because females menstruate. Blood, we're going to find, has it's a connective tissue. But it's a liquid connective tissue. In this tissue, we're going to find that we have cells that make it up, and there's an extracellular matrix. Do you guys remember that? Where does that come from? Do you remember? Chapter 5, maybe? Do you guys remember that? Okay, because we had the different cell types, and then we looked at the fact that this matrix is all there. Okay, first Wednesday of the month, right? DCU test the system, yeah. Kind of makes you not even pay attention to it anymore, right? So, plasma is the matrix. It's a clear, light, yellow fluid. It's about 55%, it's a little bit over half the volume of blood as a whole. The rest of it, roughly 45%, we term it to be formed elements. These are the blood cells and the cell fragments, meaning red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets. There are 7 kinds of formed elements. So in between the red blood cells, the white blood cells, the platelets. Erythrocytes are red blood cells, RBCs. Platelets are just the fragments. It's really cool how they're made too, how we get them. Leukocytes, the white blood cells. So if I had 2 here, but I got 7, I got to deal with 5 under the white blood cells. Oh, mercy.
So is leukocytes number 3?
Well, if there are 7 elements, okay, there's only one type of an erythrocyte, there's only one type of platelet. So yeah, if you want to put a 3 in front of leukocytes, but there's 5 under leukocytes, under white blood cells.
Are these going in order of, like, the most to the least? In concentration?
No. White blood cells. What do we associate with white blood cells? Immunity. Okay? We think about our immune system. Because what happens, say for example, with white blood cells, as we think about them, when we get sick, they go up in number or go down?
Go up.
They go up in number. Why? They're trying to fight off the infection, the invasion. Let me change that term, okay? Invasion. So we find that for those leukocytes, there are two categories. They're either falling under being a granulocyte or an agranulocyte, meaning it looks like they have granules or they don't. In reality, when they were grouped into these two categories, that was the vision or the visual ability that we had at that time, but that doesn't mean that they don't all have granules, because they do, okay? It's just that this category was already in place, and then once we developed like really high resolution microscopes, all of them have the granules, okay? But we still refer to them as either being granulocytes or agranulocytes, A meaning no or without the granules. So with the granulocytes, we have neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils. The ones without granules, lymphocytes, monocytes.
Do the granules actually play a part within the cell?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are we going to go into detail about that?
Not a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, this is how it looks in a blood smear. If all the cells were present. Do all the cells have to be present? No. Because some of these white blood cells are only going to be called into action when there is a specific type of invasion, which is kind of cool, okay? Trust me, the invasion that makes that white cell come about is not cool, okay? But still, kind of cool. What do you notice? First of all, do what, Nicole?
Platelets are a lot smaller.
Well, platelets are pieces, so they're not a complete cell. They're just a piece of a cell. First of all, let's look at the red blood cells. What do you notice about the red blood cells? The ones that are the erythrocytes.
Everything.
They all look the same.
Got that little dent in them.
There's less of them.
They look like a donut.
There's less of them.
There's not as many, well, in this picture there's not. Okay,
But they
but
look
in a
healthy.
normal blood slide, you would want that to be in huge numbers. You wouldn't want these other ones in huge numbers. That indicates an infection.
There's no nucleus, though.
There's no nucleus because they spit their nucleus out. And they are,
The shape.
shaped like a donut. They're smaller when compared to the white blood cells. Now, the white blood cells, there were 5 types. What do you notice about the 5 types of them? Okay. Let's go through basophil, eosinophil, monocyte, neutrophil. They're showing me a small lymphocyte, a large lymphocyte, a neutrophil, another small lymphocyte, another neutrophil, a young neutrophil,